Okay, hi, we're Required Gaming. I'm Imusi Fate.
I'm Great Defense Mode.
HLC Punk.
And we are doing our second list, which today we're doing Most Beautiful Video Game Scenery. So we're going to start with number 10.
Far Cry.
Far Cry.
Kyrat.
4, yes, Kyrat. It's a really nice place. I like the water and the mountainous regions versus the plains, and especially with all the wildlife in it.
Yeah, the snow caps are really, really beautiful when you get to do the missions where you're up in the mountains, and setting the world on fire looks as pretty as just watching it in motion.
Yeah, it's always great setting the world on fire, seeing everything burn.
It's still so pretty.
I like the scenery of what's her name, because she's so hot.
Amita?
Amita.
Yeah, I think so.
I like Sabal's scenery too, so it's amazing. Number 9 is Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Nothing wrong with pirate ships and lots of water.
Again, water, the different colors of it, especially.
Yeah, it looks really seafoamy.
From the Caribbean to the jungles to the caves and anything that's nice looking in that game just looks pretty decent.
Number 8 is Journey.
Lots of sand.
But I think mostly what I like about it is the characters and their movement too within it. It's almost like they're part of the scenery.
Well, it makes the whole thing kind of look like almost like a flat but poppy
Right.
book.
Yeah.
It's got a nice art style, and like how the multiplayer works where somebody can just jump in, jump out of your game. There's no like actual like dialogue between you guys other than like different noises that you make or whatever, gestures and shit.
Number 7 is a newer one, The Witcher 3, which apparently opens up into different types of scenery, but originally even just the towns and where you go, and
They really feel alive.
yeah.
Yeah.
The swamps are really boggy, and
So is the frame rate sometimes. but they're fixing that. It's getting better.
the fact that you can walk around in a swampy area and just fall in a hole and kind of get stuck in it is a really cool kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what we found out.
Son of a bitch. Freaking swamp hags.
But all the trees move really, really great, and the lighting effects are really nice.
Oh, when the storm rolls in, that's one of the greatest things too.
Actually, that's probably one of the prettiest, and you can see it kind of build up. The wind picks up, and the clouds start to change.
Number 6 is Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. It's a cel-shaded, gorgeous, like, art style. It's the oceans, the way things move. I mean,
It's impossible to look dated. It looks like a cartoon world. Like how I envision most video games looking.
Yeah.
So,
It's very nice.
yeah. The water is just this nice, stagnant color, and you just see white lines that make the waves that just kind of pop up a little bit.
And I like any kind of cel-shaded graphics. That art style is
popping, yeah, I love that.
Very underrated.
Yeah. Number 5 is Elder Scrolls Morrowind. We picked out of the
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls series.
A lot of unique locations, mushroom forests, lots of plains and forests.
And in the center of it all is a big freaking volcano.
I like a lot of the, as we saw, the, like, sun coming up and setting and stuff like that, seeing the backgrounds of...
Yeah, it looks a lot more varied.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the PC it doesn't look as good on the Xbox because the draw distance is so short. Everything just looks foggy, so we don't like get to see all like the great sunsets that's in the PC version.
It's the kind of world I want Skyrim to do again because, or not Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls to do again because it just seems varied and more fun and interesting to explore.
Right. Number 4 is Final Fantasy X, and this is one of my, like, favorite Final Fantasies and just a place that I personally would want to be in. And it's mostly because there are so many varied places in it, and you take a whole journey through a bunch of different cool areas. And places like the Moonflow or Macalania Woods give you this nostalgic feeling forever.
Yeah, those are probably the two prettiest places. I would love to live in, was it Luca, the big city?
Yeah, I mean, all of them have a very unique feeling to them. None of them feel like, hey, I'm going back to this place.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep moving.
Number 3 is Bioshock Infinite.
The kind of steampunky Victorian art style that's in it, and the way the colors are just really makes the game pop. And
I love the colors.
where Bioshock is a really beautiful kind of place, it's still really dark and kind of dank, and this really makes the world look like super interesting and just crazy.
And they go from like the underwater city of Rapture to like in the sky with like the sky ships and the grappling hooks and
Balloons are everywhere.
skylines, and just like the way you travel around that city is great, and just being in the sky and the clouds and just like the whole art style is just like really nice in that game.
Number 2 is Okami. And I mean, this is, if anybody's ever played this game, the scenery is basically the game. It's something you actually want to journey through all the time. It's got a cool art style and so many different locales.
It's so sexy.
It's a living painting, and the
Yeah.
best part about it is you're kind of painting it. So
Yes.
that's what makes it such a great world. You have an effect and change it, and it's, you don't have to. You can just do what you will.
And number 1 is No Man's Sky, a game we haven't played yet, and we don't know when we're going to play. But it's, from what everybody's seen, there's so many places that nobody in their lifetime will ever be able to go to all of them.
Yeah, there's so many worlds that they show in just the previews and trailers. You can go from one world to the next, and each one looks just as good, if not better, than the last one you've been to.
Yeah, it's really colorful. It reminds me of like old Star Trek episodes, except like how your imagination fueled those places to kind of look.
Like,
And-
if you were literally going to travel through the universe and could right now, what it would be like.
I love Mass Effect's world and art style and everything, but this is like, it pops and it makes everything look
Much,
so crisp.
And
clean
it's also
great.
almost got like that watercolor kind of art style
Right.
in certain areas.
and it seems so incredibly varied. It doesn't seem like you're going to keep going back to the same place or planet or anything's going to be so stagnant.
For an indie game, it's got such a great scope to it. I really can't wait.
Yeah, it's probably the most anticipated game to come out whenever it comes out. Finish it.
Yeah.
So that was our top 10 list.